Alright, so in this video, we're going to talk about making the best out of a bad situation. Let's check it out. What's going on YouTube? FXDLS Brooklyn is back in the building. And we are in Beacon, New York. We're actually staying at this pretty sick Airbnb over here that you probably can't see it, but literally the creek that runs through Beacon is right in our front yard. We did take the 01 FXDX on this little day trip or multi-day trip to Beacon where we're staying multiple nights. And it's been performing like a champ. Shout out to the good folks over at Leather Pros for making this sort of trip possible. You can see we're not running a sissy bar bag, just the bags themselves. You can see that Jenny here is very proud because she crafted her own backpack, and what is in there is a loom. That's I have motorcycles, what Jenny has is weaving, makes a bunch of different tapestries and stuff, so if that's something you're interested in, let me know. But yeah, the plan right now is we're gonna go rip around some of our favorite roads out around Storm King, probably cross the bridge. And yeah, there's a lot to tell you about because this trip here actually was not even supposed to happen. We're actually supposed to be in California right now. Obviously we are not in California, we're still here on the East Coast, but we're making the best of it, and that's why we're here, and we'll tell you about that a little bit more in this video. But first, let's get this bike started. The tutorial to starting a FXDX. First off, you want to put your key in the ignition, which is located right here under the seat. Next step is you want to make sure your fuel is turned on, and then you want to pull your choke out, and then you want to make sure your bike is in neutral, which it is not. Now it is. Give it a little bit of gas, and voila. Take that choke off, and there, my friends, you have your FXDX startup. It's about 60 degrees, going to be a little bit cloudy out here, so I am running some thicker gloves, but I'm not plugging them in. No need for heated gear right now, and just kind of grateful for the beautiful weather. Usually I would let the bike run a lot longer than this before taking off, but I want to be respectful of our neighbors out here as we are guests. Yeah, so just to be real with y'all, we're definitely gonna get lost on this ride, so if you think this is gonna be a vlog where everything goes smoothly, you might want to tune out here, because again, we're definitely gonna get lost. I could navigate anywhere in and out of New York City, but right now, we're roughly 70 miles above New York City, and a lot of you are going to laugh at this, but to us New York City, Brooklyn folks, this is basically upstate. Hell, the kids these days call anything north of 14th Street upstate. But as long as I can find 9D, I know where I'm going, and 9D is right there, so we're good. So let me tell you a little bit about why I titled this video Down But Not Out, and what I'm really talking about here. So basically, myself and Jenny had a trip planned that we were super excited for, where the plan was to fly into Palm Springs, California, do a couple nights in Palm Springs, a couple nights in Joshua Tree, just some good sun, some good desert, rent an old man Softail Heritage, get some miles in out there. I was gonna link up with the bulletproof welder out there. He was gonna try to take some time off work. So, we had just gotten through an East Coast winter, which, we have some pretty gnarly winters out here. I'm sure somebody from like Canada or Rochester is gonna tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, we have some gnarly winters. So we thought, yeah, it might be nice to get out to the West Coast and get a break from the chill, because even though it is spring, right now we are in the high is 60 degrees, which, don't get me wrong, that feels like summer to me because I've been riding all winter, but we wanted to go and get some sun. And basically what had happened is the day before we were supposed to leave, a situation had occurred that was gonna make it really hard, if not impossible, for us to go through with the trip. So we wound up having to cancel the trip, and luckily for me, your girl Jenny's a lot smarter than me, and she got flight insurance, so we got a lot of our money back. You know, I still gotta try to get some money back from the Eagle Rider reservation, but we mostly got our money back, which is cool. See, that's what I appreciate signs, man. The Newburgh Beacon Bridge. Shout out to Old Man Armstrong for taking me this way so many times. I'm trying to avoid putting things into my GPS these days. I read this study that constantly relying on GPS is actually not good for your brain, so I'm trying to avoid the GPSs and embrace getting lost, but I'm getting off topic here. So yeah, basically we were in this situation where we had this really exciting trip planned and we had to cancel it. You know, it sucks. And I spent a day, you know, I say positive mental attitude, living the positive mental attitude lifestyle. I talk about this a lot on the channel, but I was not in any state of positive mental attitude on the day where we had to cancel that trip. I was really frustrated because I had a pretty challenging month. You know, the month of April has been challenging for me in a lot of different ways, and I kind of felt like that trip was the oasis. Like, if I could just get on that plane and just get on this trip, you know, I need to kick back. And it just kind of felt like the icing on the cake of an already hard month to have that trip that we were looking forward to be canceled. So, you know, I was pretty miserable for the day. You know, I actually went out, I did like a casual 200 miles with Vong asphalt, and I just like wasn't even present for the miles. You know, I got off my bike at the end of the ride and I was like, I feel like I didn't even take any of that in. I was just kind of on autopilot doing the ride to take my mind off of the nonsense I was having to deal with, which is a good side topic, which is you should not hop on your bike when you're feeling emotional. It's never a good idea. So if I could go back, I probably just would have not ridden that day. Spent the day being miserable. You know, really wasn't living by my own code of conduct, which is that positive mental attitude. And then the next day, kind of just got out of bed, said to myself, it's a new day. I still got the days off of work. Yes, my plans didn't work out the way I thought they were going to, but I can now make a decision. The fact that I had to cancel the trip was something I could not control, but the thing that I can control is what I do next and how I react to things not going as planned. And I could either continue to just be miserable and probably make Jenny miserable too, or I could find a way to make the best of the situation and still make the days that I have off worth it and enjoyable and memorable. And thus, this is why you see me here now. And honestly, no, we're not on the West Coast, we're not in California, but honestly, it's 60 degrees. I'm ripping across the Beacon-Newburgh Bridge, ripping over the Hudson River. I got the girl that I love on the back of a Hot Rod 2001 FXDX, the bike of my dreams. I'm feeling good. So, what do I have to be bummed out about? Things didn't go as planned, but through coming back to the ideas of positive mental attitude, we found a way to still make this time very enjoyable, and still found a way to take those lemons and make some lemonade. And that's it. So we said, yeah, we can't go to California, but let's still do something. You know, we still wanted to get the feel of leaving home. You know, I talk about it all the time, the art of leaving home, why it's important to leave home, especially on your motorcycle. So we said, hey, let's just experience some of the beauty and fun things that our home state has to offer. And one of the places we really like is we like the Hudson Valley. You know, for sure. We love the Hudson Valley for the riding. We love the Hudson Valley because we have a lot of friends up here. There's a lot of good food up here. And it's the easiest way to kind of just get out of the city and make it feel like you're in another state. You know, I might as well be in another state right now compared to New York City. And I'm really glad that we did this, because if I just would have sat at home, or I just would have, you know, yeah, just sat at home the whole time and dwelled on not being able to do what I wanted to do, you know, it would have been a waste of time. But honestly, for the week that I had off, I can't say for sure, because, you know, the version of me that's in California right now, I'm never going to meet. But I'm having a great time. Like, look at this. Look at that old water tower. I'm having a great time, man. You know, the bike is running great. The weather is not requiring heated gear right now. Why should I complain? How could anyone complain when they're on a bike like this? And it's been nice. You know, it's been really nice. Even though my original plans didn't happen, I got to catch up with the good folks over at First MFG, do a little tour of their new factory store. You know, I got to catch up with my buddy Bong Asphalt, who I haven't seen in a minute. Got to spend some quality time with your girl Jenny. Got to put the FXDX to the test and do the second long trip on this, the second longer trip than just a day rip on this bike, and it has been just performing fantastically. And that's a separate video I gotta do of just showing you some of what we did. You know, you can see some of it, like the Leather Pros, for example, is making a trip like this possible, but I've been very happy with the bike, for sure. But the plan now is we are going to, again, rip to Storm King Mountain, which, if you've watched some of the group rides I did last year with Marvel Kid 87, that's some of the riding that I took you on. So it's basically just some of the best twisties that run along a cliffside out here in New York State. So I just got to find this parkway, or this road that's called 301, and if I could find that, I think it's 301, or it's like 213 or something like that, some 3-digit number. If I could just find that, then that's going to take us along that nice little highway that rips through the mountains and goes to the twisties. So I'll take you along there, so stick around if you want to see some footage of that. And then we're also going to go to the Storm King outdoor display. They have like a bunch of giant art pieces that you could go and check out, so we're gonna go check that out as well. And what I'll do is I will throw up some clips that I think you all will find enjoyable, so that you all could come along for the ride with us. But it's a beautiful day out here in New York, and sometimes when things don't go as planned, sometimes when things go wrong, or I think anytime things don't go as planned, or anytime things go wrong, there's a reason. There's a reason, and there can always be a positive to come out of that, and there can always be learning to come out of that. So, again, grateful for the positive mental attitude lifestyle, for being able to see past something just being disappointing and be able to play some mental jiu-jitsu by making a bad situation a good one. Because I'm happy, man. This is great. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll pick it back up when things get a little bit more interesting. Peace. I hope you enjoyed those clips as we approach Storm King Art Center. On the topic of motorcycles, but I would argue that if you wish to be in the bike life for a long time and you're in it for the long miles, then you need to live by the code of positive mental attitude and the code of discipline. And those two things, man, is why we're out here right now enjoying life, even though our plans went catastrophically wrong. So for anyone that's going through a hard time, whether maybe you got yourself into a bike wreck, or maybe you're having some bike problems, or maybe your bike trip fell through, or any big plan that you had fell through, I hope that you're watching this and knowing that, you know, FXDLS Brooklyn is with you, man, because not only am I going through it right now, but this is a normal part of life, and this is a normal part of bike life, where sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You rise and you fall. We'll shut the bike off for this one. Yeah, you know we like to share the hard times with you on this channel, share the failures along with all the victories and all the successes, because just trying to be real with you on here. If you're watching this, I don't know who needs to hear this right now and who needs to see this, but if you're going through a hard time, if your plans fell through, there's always a way to find some positive out of that, and there's always a way to make some lemonade when life throws you those lemons. So on that, stay safe, stay low, enjoy your home state, wherever that might be, and on that, FXDLS Brooklyn is out.